You're gonna put that up and you're gonna let everybody else see it?
Well, everybody
When
loves
you're
it.
confronted by a trans woman, you're gonna hide it?
Everybody loves it.
No, I don't
They
think
take
so.
pictures of it. They post it.
Uh-huh.
9 out of 10 customers love it.
Yeah, you know what? It's bullshit.
No, what you're spouting is bull.
No, it's not. Trans women are women, sir. That sign is bullshit. As a trans woman, trans women are women. Your
Well,
sign
I'm
is
telling you,
bullshit.
as a man, that's bullshit.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You know what? Nobody confronts your ass. That's the problem.
Really?
If they'd say,
Really?
what the
You want to bet?
what the is
You know
going
what I
on?
have
Do you know how
to
many
live with?
people you've embarrassed at
Oh,
City
wow.
Hall?
Me, an
They have to-
embarrassment to City
they
Hall?
have to
Really?
tolerate
You're an
that
embarrassment
shit.
to the city, sir. You are an embarrassment to this city.
I am a
And
pillar
I'm
in the
sure
city.
that everybody knows.
I'm a pillar in this. Now,
Oh,
you
yeah.
do that. Do you know why? Every time some bullshit like this happens,
Uh-huh.
my sales go up because people are wanting this.
Really?
You are nuts.
Let's wake you up
You
to the
are
truth,
nuts.
sir.
You're not a woman. You don't look like a woman. You
Uh-huh.
don't act like a woman.
Really?
You're ahead. What's
Oh,
wrong with
really?
you?
I'm-
Well, look at yourself. For Christ's sakes.
Really?
For Christ's sakes, who would want to even be close? My God.
Really?
It's horrible.
I don't know why.
You
am I-
are not.
Why am I so
you
horrible
are
to
not
you?
a chick.
Why am I so horrible to
Do you still have a?
You know what? That is none of your business.
Do you think there's one person that really thinks that you're a chick?
I know a lot of people that agree with me and that accept me for who
Do you
I
know-
am. And the fact that you're gonna
Nobody,
be here with a sign like that
nobody,
is bullshit.
nobody confronts you. That's
Yes,
the
they
problem.
do.
You make me
That's bullshit.
uncomfortable because
Really?
you're
Get the
not.
f away from me.
Then you get out of my store.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trans women are women.
Jesus Christ, man, get a clue.
Trans women
Get
are women.
Get a
Trans women are women. I
leave.
confronted you.
Leave.
I'm out of your store.
Leave.
You leave.
You leave.
I'm here.
Let me ask you a question again. Do you have a?
You don't get to ask that.
I'll bet you do.
You are a bigot.
I don't
You're a
care.
bigot and an ass.
I hope so.
Good.
Because I want to be in your face because nobody
Really?
confronts your stupid ass. You're nuts.
You need to back off now.
No, you do. So
You need
back
to
off.
Back off now. I am trying to leave and you are
Why
following
don't you
me.
leave?
I'm going to take a few more steps. Are you going to keep following me? Or are you just going to check my ass out?
You check tonight. If you got a you're not
Stop
a chick.
staring at my ass! I would really like them to open their eyes and their heart and see that, you know, we are people, we are who we are.
Some people think it's hurtful.
Well,
You told us that this hurt.
But here's the thing, I don't give about feelings anymore. I'm 78. I went to Vietnam to fight for all this. Do you think I care about some feelings? Absolutely not.
We
What?
could ask.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I bet we
no,
could ask.
let's bring the purple hair jihadi up. Come on up. Let's go. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Wait, I just have one question for you. No. Why does your face look like that?
You're the one saying that to me?
Yeah. And what about it? Dude, you're ugly as you get no no and you look like that. Like, why does your face look like that? And the woman that was up here before, she was right when she said your mom missed her abortion date because... And you look trans too. I just had to say that, yeah.
They have no idea what they're doing when they come up to the mic like this.
And my main question is, all of us, I don't want to speak for everybody, but most of us here believe in the American dream, and one of the core aspects of the American dream is a meritocracy. Am I right in saying that? And so one of the true fundamental points of a true meritocracy is equal opportunity for people. Is there aspects of...
No, it's not.
Why do you say that?
Well, because that will never be achieved. It could be a goal, but it will never be reality. For example, do you and I have equal opportunity to play in the NBA as LeBron James?
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's never going to happen.
I'm talking about some people who have the abilities. Like, for example, I'm going to use the SAT as an example. Like, let's say two people took the SAT at the same, a practice SAT at the same day. One person scored 100 points higher than the other person. But that same person who scored 100 points higher doesn't have the same resources to maintain studying while the other person has the resources. Is there any way you propose that both people have the equal opportunity? Because in theoretical, a meritocracy says that person with 100 points higher at the start will eventually be at a higher position.
The only solution would be an IQ test, and the left hates IQ tests. IQ tests are a great way to bring back true meritocracy because IQ tests are study and preparation agnostic. So, are you familiar with an intelligent quotient test?
Yeah. And the
but they don't like it because the left says they're racist because, I mean, you can read Charles Murray's bell curve why they don't like it.
Yeah, and
but would you agree we should bring back IQ tests?
I believe in the IQ tests have validity, but I don't think it should be the defining factor.
Okay, I mean then you don't believe in a meritocracy.
But the thing is, an IQ test has specific types of intelligence which is being tested. People have different types of intelligence which are more suited for different professions.
Yes, I agree. And certain companies should, again, what companies got away from IQ tests like 20 years ago because they were all called racist, but fair enough. I think IQ tests are a great way to cut through preparation. And I will even acknowledge that if you could pay for a really good tutor and get it higher, we took the ACT where I'm from, the Midwest, we didn't take the SAT, but you could get a higher ACT score with proper preparation and if you spend money on it. I totally acknowledge that.
Yeah, so the thing is, I've always been brought up with the idea that a meritocracy will bring me my American dream. And outside of an IQ test, if the left is so against it, would you propose or would you suggest any other ways that we can theoretically do it without still being true to the meritocracy that brings the American dream what it is?
I can't think of one. I'm looking for it, but I mean, again, I think an IQ test is a great colorblind, preparation agnostic way to find out people that have the acumen to be able to do the task.
And when we go to the IQ test, would you suggest that there's different types of IQ tests for different
Sure. I mean, of course, there's variety, but the generally agreed upon IQ test that was developed in the late 80s is pretty good.
These kids are learning so much, debating Charlie for free, then they are paying $30,000 a year for college indoctrination, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me how the so-called educated, those with degrees, credentials, and academic accolades can be so utterly blind to basic truths. It's actually crazy. I mean, it's as if the more time that they spend in the classroom, the further they drift from common sense. Can you imagine? They speak in circles, quote theories like scriptures, and yet when they are confronted with plain, objective reality, they crumble. Man, what a world we now live in. Education without wisdom isn't enlightenment, ladies and gentlemen. Education without wisdom isn't enlightenment. It's arrogance dressed in a cap and gown. And sadly, many of them mistake indoctrination for intellect.
For over 10 plus years, I identified as a gay man, and then I gave my life to Jesus and left the LGBTQ plus community. And my question to you is, what is your response to those who say that conservatives and God hates everyone in the LGBTQ plus community?
Tell us about that path and that journey, because I'm told that can never happen.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people tell me that you are what you feel. You are your attractions. You know, you're quote unquote born with it. You know, there's just many reasons why you have same-sex attraction that will never leave you, and that is who you will always be. And I believe that lie for almost 10 plus years of my life. I slept with men many times, watched a lot of dwelt in a lot of sexual sin, and just gave my body up because that's what I thought love was, and that's what I thought it looked like until I met Jesus. And I walked away from that lifestyle for over 5+ years now, and I have never looked back because Jesus is way better than the sexuality that I was partaking in.
Praise God. To answer your question, there is not hatred. There is still what we have as conservatives and Christians is a simple understanding that God has a certain sexual ethic that we should try to abide by. Everybody has temptations that you have. They have proclivities that you have. Some people are more likely to gamble. Some people are more likely to be compulsive liars. You don't have to act on those temptations. I am curious though, like, so in your own sexuality right now, do you still feel attracted to men? And I'm asking because just because you feel an attraction doesn't mean you need to act on it. Is that correct?
Yeah, so yes, I would say that I still do have attractions towards men. It's not as much as it used to be 5 years ago, but I've learned that it's not really about whether or not I have attractions towards men still. It's more so about whether I have a relationship with Jesus, which I do, and that relationship with him far exceeds any attractions that I acted on in the past. And my life with him is so much better. And just because you become a Christian, leaving the LGBTQ plus community, that doesn't mean that your same-sex attractions will go away, but it does mean that you will have a God who loves you, who will walk with you, and who will give you eternal life through him.
And let me just say one other thing, very important thing. We want people to be free from sin because sin means suffering. And then when you are captive to sin, we all have something we struggle with. You should never affirm the struggle. You should try to break free of the struggle, and only Christ Jesus is able to do that. Thank you so much for your time today.
Can I get
Thank
a
you.
hat?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, let's go.
Thank you.
Charlie is stepping into the road that far too many parents have abandoned. Yeah, guiding the next generation with truth, clarity, and conviction. Ladies and gentlemen, these students desperately are searching for answers. And instead of getting them from the people who raised them, they are hearing from a brave man, from a man who's brave enough to speak the truth in the public square. Yeah. And in many ways, Charlie is actually acts like a father figure to a generation that is starved of leadership, backbone, and moral direction. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is so evil about transitioning? Like, what's the problem afterward?
What is evil about a 15-year-old doing irreversible damage to their own body?
No 15-year-old is allowed to get top surgery.
Not correct. Happens in California, happens in Boston. In fact, I know one. Her name is Chloe Cole. You should meet her. That's a detransitioner. So that's a complete lie. That's a talking point of, again, the trans industry to try and make it seem as if we're unreasonable when it's totally true. We don't let minors get tattoos. We don't let minors do certain things.
I went to a
We
high school
protect
where it was
children.
regular that people got nose jobs as like rewards for good test scores. Is that not gender affirming surgery?
Is a nose job gender-affirming surgery?
Yeah.
No, actually it's not. The idea of gender-affirming care is definitely, like, by its own form and by its own purpose, is that I'm going to stop what I am born to become something I am not born. That's what transgenderism is saying that I was created a certain way or I am a certain way, but I feel that I'm something else.
You think we have the same opportunity as everybody else, as black people?
Yeah, 100%.
With a 200-year economic head start on us?
You don't have nothing to do with that.
Yes, I do. Have you ever heard of generational trauma, generational wealth?
Where you
How
come
can
from?
you build something when my people come from nothing? I come from South Memphis.
And I come from Stop 6.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We are behind.
Some people are behind. We're not behind. Why? Because we make positive decisions. You can have a full deck of great cards and you play them poorly, you won't make it in life. You can have a bad hand. You play them strategically and you play them right, you'll do good in life. America is the only place.
They proportionately
Who
do.
is they? Are you saying white people? Brother, you
Yes.
in the same situation as all these white people and you playing the victim.
Am I?
What's your GPA now?
3.6.
Brother, what's holding you back then?
That's the point. Everybody doesn't have a 3.6.
Did you just get a 3.6 because you woke up one day? You studied, didn't you? If you study, you work hard, you play the cards that you're dealt properly, you will be successful.
So at first I just want to say I don't agree with you on a lot of stuff, but I really respect, and I think you don't agree with me on a lot of stuff, but I really respect that you'll have a dialogue. I think one of the big problems in this country right now is like people can't have a dialogue, and people like don't even know how to like have a dialogue and use logic and like have an actual argument like you do. How do you think we get more people that can argue like on both sides of the aisle?
I think this event is a great example of it, right? We need to have differing opinions. We need to have people that don't share the same worldview and see which one is better and try to find common bonds. Increasingly, open speech is not a left-wing value. You should have your own discussions like this every day. You should try to model it and try to have, back and forth, and that's what makes the country strong and great. Civil dialogue.
Lord have mercy on these kids. They have no clue what they're doing, or what they're believing, or where they are headed. They have no clue. They have been raised in a culture that mocks truth and silences wisdom and rewards confusion. Can you imagine? I mean, their minds are filled with noise. Souls are starving for something rare. They think they are enlightened, but they walk in darkness. So Father, break through the fog, open their eyes, reach out into the chaos and draw them out yourself. Draw them out yourself, because without you, they will keep wandering, angry, lost, confusion, utterly unaware that the hope that they are rejecting. Yeah, that's my prayer. That's my prayer for them. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not against education, not in the slightest. True education is a beautiful thing, okay? It's about learning how to think and not merely what to think. But what I am against is brainwashing. I'm utterly big, and a big advocate of the day of going against brainwashing. You see? I mean, this subtle manipulation is the subtle manipulation that masquerades as education in today's world. You see? The problem isn't learning. The problem is the agenda behind what's being taught. You see? Education should open minds, not close them in the name of progress. No, 1,000 times no. I mean, there are really two kinds of people in this world, ladies and gentlemen. There are those who follow and those who think. You see? The followers goes with the flow. They absorb the headlines, adopt the trends, and repeat whatever the loudest voices are saying. That's what they do. They find comfort in the crowd. Even when the crowd is wrong, doesn't matter. But then they are the thinkers now. Those who think. You see? And these ones, they're the one who pause, who question, and who challenge. You see the difference? Yes. They don't accept something just because it's popular. They search for what's true, even when it's uncomfortable. Literally. Thinkers are dangerous to corrupt systems because they refuse to be blindly led, and the world needs more thinkers. Yeah. And fewer blind followers. More thinkers, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. Not because it's cruel, but because it exposes what we would rather ignore. You see, it cuts through our pride, our illusions, and our comfort zones. It holds up a mirror and shows us who we really are. That's what the truth does, not who we pretend to be. The truth demands change, and change is painful sometimes. That's why so many people run away from it. They mock it, and they seek to silence it. Literally. But the pain of truth is a gift because it leads to freedom, healing, clarity. Lies soothe for a moment. Truth stings, but it saves. Ladies and gentlemen, God is the author of all truth, not just spiritual truth, but every truth that exists, from the laws of nature to the moral order, from the deepest mysteries of the universe to the conscience within the human soul. I mean, all truth flows from God, whether you like it or not. It does. He doesn't just speak truth. He is the truth. God is the truth. And I mean, Jesus said in John 14 verse 6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. That means that truth is not subjective or evolving. Truth is eternal. Truth is unchanging and anchored in the very character of God. Any truth that stands the test of time, that brings light to darkness, that reveals what is right and exposes what is wrong, its origin is all in God. Yeah, Jesus Christ. My greatest desire above all else is that one day they will come to know God, truly encounter Him, and find in Him a peace that surpasses all understanding. I long for them to lay down their own burdens, their own fears and restless striving, and instead rest in the refuge and in the grace that Jesus Christ only provides. If you like this video, be sure to like, to comment, to subscribe, and click on the next one. It's bye-bye for now.